As the Earth rotates, so do the flows of space that surround it, all rotating in cyclical nature to give us our rising and setting of the sun, as well as Earth cataclysms. Cyclical in nature and cyclical by design, all coming from one primary vortex of creation, controlling all aspects of creation, from all scales, from the fingerprint of the human to the nautilus shell, to the hurricane, to the galaxies, all stemming from one primal vortex of creation. Fluid rotating below tugs on fluid rotating above, and so in a synchronized fashion, this fluid rotates as one. And all experiences are manifested from the atomic tunings to the circadian rhythm of the human. And from alignments within this fluid, our waves are created. First the delta wave, then the theta wave, and then the alpha wave, and the beta wave, all synchronized within the great whirlpool of creation. Here you can see the great whirlpool of creation and the four local spheres that make the circadian rhythm of the human. As the fluid rotates below, it rotates above with a 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 relationship, giving our red sphere for the human circadian rhythm a 24-hour orbit, the yellow sphere a 12-hour orbit, the green sphere a 6-hour orbit, and the blue sphere a 3-hour orbit. And as they do, our center of conscious perception follows the purple path as it loops in and loops out from the center of conscious experience. Notice it is a tight loop and a big loop of perception, and the alignments of the local spheres are what determine our experience. The same vortex that gives awareness to the human also gives awareness to the earth itself and causes the processional cycle. And so the earth wobbles like a top, pointing different directions as it does. Half the cycle it points towards the galactic center, and half the cycle it points away. All in cyclical nature, just like the circadian rhythm. All controlled by one tidally locked vortex of the fifth dimension. And as we zoom in and as we zoom out, all tidally locked fluids control their local spheres of creation. The atomic tunings have their four local spheres. The circadian rhythm of the human has its four local spheres. The Earth's processional cycle has its four local spheres. And so it goes on, and on, and on, from infinitely small to infinitely large. Scale is unimaginable to the human mind. Knowing the same vortex gives awareness to the human, gives Earth awareness itself, we can map out the tidally locked fluid for the Earth's processional cycle. So here we have wrapped the circadian rhythm around the 25,920-year processional cycle, and we've added in the yugas of the processional cycle, as well as the ages of the zodiac, so we can relate. Here you can see how the Kali yugas align perfectly with the delta in and delta out as Kali in and Kali out. And the same may be true with our Sat yugas, as we have Sat in and Sat out, relating to our Beta in and Beta out, allowing us to align our wheels of the 25,920-year processional cycle to the circadian rhythm of the human. Now that we have aligned our wheel, we see that we are currently in the transition from Pisces into Aquarius, or from Dwapara Yuga into Tetra Yuga, or in the Law of One, the yellow ray energy center into the green ray energy centers. Just like night and day are regular and cyclical nature for the human, so is night and day for the procession of the earth and all conscious experiences. So where were we 6,000 years ago during the last cataclysm and 12,000 years ago during the last cataclysms on this clock? Let's take a look at our clock. If we subtract 6,000 years, we see that we are in the transition from Gemini into Taurus, or from the green into the yellow. Here we have symbolized the 4 different phases of Earth harmony, and we can see the differences between the green and the yellow ray energy centers. The green ray energy center has 64 times the amount of information as the yellow ray energy center. This transition was the time of approximately 6,000 years ago when the Earth underwent a giant flood. Approximately 12,000 years ago, there was another catastrophe that also wiped out much of civilization. Relating to our wheel, this would be the transition from Virgo into Leo, or from Sat Yuga into Tetra Yuga, or from the blue ray energy centers into the green ray energy centers. Both of those catastrophes happened when we were drifting away from the center of time. Currently, we are now drifting back inwards towards the center of conscious experience. We are now drifting back towards the denser realms of creation, and we are transferring from Dwapara Yuga into Tetra Yuga, or from Pisces into Aquarius, which translates as going from a dream state of theta into the awake state of alpha for Earth consciousness. Does this imply that another cataclysm may be just around the corner? Only the cyclical nature of time can tell.